Hello and welcome to Magic of Storytelling. Before we begin, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you give your best at work, yet no one truly appreciates your value? This is the story of a hard-working young man who learned the secret to success from his wise mentor, but he later realized that knowing only half the truth could lead to failure. What was the lesson that changed his life? Watch the story to find out. Once upon a time, a young man worked in a factory under the guidance of a wise old technician. His mentor taught him a simple yet profound lesson. Speak less, work more, and continuously develop your skills in every aspect of the factory's operations. Years passed, and after a decade, the old man retired. The young man became a skilled technician, working with the same dedication and diligence as he had been taught. However, he noticed something troubling. Despite his expertise and hard work, he was never promoted, while his less experienced colleagues advanced in both position and salary. Frustrated, he went to his mentor and asked, "I have followed everything you taught me without fail, yet no one appreciates my efforts. Why?" The old man smiled wisely and asked, "Are you sure that you have become indispensable to the factory?" The young man confidently replied, "Yes, absolutely." The mentor thought for a moment, then said, "Take a day off." The young man was surprised by this advice, but he decided to follow it. When he returned the next day, the manager called him into his office and informed him that things had not gone well in his absence. The workers had faced numerous problems that only he knew how to solve. Realizing the young man's importance, the manager promoted him to senior technician as a reward for his hard work. Overjoyed by his mentor's wisdom, the young man believed he had discovered the ultimate secret. From that day on, whenever he felt undervalued, he would take a day off. Every time, things would go wrong in his absence, and upon his return, he would be rewarded with more recognition, promotions, and salary increases. But after several months, something unexpected happened. One morning, when he tried to enter the factory, he found that his access card no longer worked. To his shock, he discovered that he had been fired. Unable to believe it, he rushed to his mentor and asked in frustration, "How could this happen?" "I followed your advice exactly." The old man sighed and shook his head, saying, "No, you didn't follow it completely. You only heard half the lesson." The young man looked puzzled. "What do you mean?" The mentor looked at him wisely and explained, "You learned that people don't notice a light bulb that is always on, but they pay attention when it goes off. However, you didn't listen to the second part of the lesson." After a short pause, he continued, "A light bulb that turns off too often will eventually be replaced with a more reliable one." At that moment, the young man realized his mistake. The secret was not just in making people notice his absence, but in finding balance between dedication and self-worth, between hard work and ensuring he wasn't taken for granted. Life is not just about being always present or disappearing to gain recognition. It's about maintaining the right balance that makes you valuable without making yourself easily replaceable. Always remember, do not take those around you for granted, and never allow yourself to become just another replaceable light bulb.